Initiating post-hypersleep mission briefing. Frantic distress signals have been traced to this location. And I believe this one is in early access, or it's a preview, so because I'm not hearing any music with this, so we're going to put that as a preview. And say that the following live stream footage of Minigunner is actually a preview of the game. Therefore, it is important to know that the footage you see may or may not be featured in the final version of the game, and that there may be some noticeable bugs in the game, i.e., there's no music. The CMC mining outpost has been attacked by gloops. Ravenous, slimy monsters that can be found deep underground and cryon crystal mines. They attack with nullifying plasma, annihilating anything they touch on contact. Because this one doesn't use controller, it uses keyboard and mouse, so. And then the next one I know uses mouse, so. It is not unheard of to receive reports of these attacks, usually just isolated incidents at remote outposts. CMC has hired you and the other mercenaries to quickly deal with these outbreaks. This does not seem like a normal mission, however. Scans detect no notable damage to the outpost itself, as well as heavy personal casualties. This mining outpost has been completely overrun, and its distress beacon has gone quiet. With the beacon offline, there's no chance of help arriving. It must be reactivated. As we finish the approach to the mission site, a training simulation will prepare you for what's to come. Initializing simulation sequence. Now we have music. Welcome to CMC Combat Trainer Regiment. Use WASD to move and your cursor to look around. Good, now come outside and go to the marked zone. This is the outpost cryo reactor. The primary objective is that you must defend. You can see its host status on the top left of your HUD. This reactor passively powers many of the outpost's utilities and machinery. More importantly, though, it can power the interstellar distress beacon. This is the only way that help can find us and arrive with reinforcements. This energy surge required for the distress beacon has an unfortunate side effect, though. Waves of vicious enemies are drawn out from the mines and attack. Barricades have been set up to block all mine entrances except for the main one on the far side of the outpost. This is where the enemies will attack from. On the top right, you can see a mini-map overhead of the outpost. Press tab to view a bigger version with great detail. From here, you can see the layout of the map and the paths the enemy will take to attack the reactor. The outpost makes use of an automatic door system that changes every wave. Take note of the door status as that will influence the path the enemies take. The outpost has various features that can be made useful while defending. Let's get to know what we'll be working with here. Proceed to the marked area. You can press tab at any time to close the map. These blue platforms are raised high ground areas. Use them to your advantage. While up here, smaller enemies will have difficulty locking onto you. Sentry turrets also have extra range when placed up here. This high ground platform also holds a teleporter terminal. You can use these to quickly travel around the map. Simply walk in and you'll be transported to the other side. This is the teleporter bay. It allows quick access to other terminals. You can see the locations of the teleporter pairs on your tab screen. In the heat of battle, mobility is key, especially for rogue enemies that slip by your defenses. Now let's make our way to the drawbridge in the center of the outpost. This is the main drawbridge. Proper use of it can delay enemy movement. You can operate it from the bridge control panel. This could clump enemies up into a large group, making them susceptible to area or effect damage. Now let's make our way to the front lines and we'll run through the basics of combat. This is a long tutorial. Okay, let's go over the basics. You come pre-equipped with a powerful weapon, the minigun. You can see its current ammo on the bottom left. Reload by pressing R, okay. Hold down left click, fires the weapon. The longer you hold down the trigger, the faster you'll shoot. Let's test it out on some enemies. Hold F to power up the reactor and start the first wave, okay. Enemies drop scrap when they die, and you can collect it by getting close enough. The scrap is used as currency. You can see your scrap at the top left of the screen. Okay, now let's go over your abilities. This is a very long tutorial. First, we have the power shot. A powerful projectile that packs a punch and refunds you some ammo when you kill an enemy with it. It bursts into small projectiles when it reaches max range. You can see its status on the bottom right. Right click to use the power shot. There's a cooldown before you can use it again, so make it count. Now let's go over your movement ability, the combat roll. You can see its status on the bottom right, next to the ability. The roll can be used to reposition and dodge dangerous enemy attacks. Press space while moving in a direction to use the combat roll. It has a low cooldown, so be sure to use it often. Good use of this ability will be critical to surviving until help arrives. Alright, now let's put all this to the test on the next wave of enemies. Go to a shop terminal and press E. Okay, there's a shop thing up here. Select an item to view more. This is the shop. Here you can spend your scrap on useful power-ups and upgrades. Shops are closed during enemy waves, so be sure to visit them before the next wave is started. Each time a shop reopens, it will have brand new items in stock, so if you see something you like, be sure to pick it up. Why don't you buy an item before we start the next wave? That's the one I'm probably gonna buy. Let's do the reload speed. You can check which items you have at any time by looking at your inventory on the tab screen. Open your inventory with the bottom left, okay. Here you can keep track of all the items that you've picked up. You can get more information about an item by selecting it. Whenever you see a plus in front of a number, a plus in front of a number, it will show which attributes of an item increase with more stats. Okay. Items can be very powerful when used together in synergies. Be sure to look out for items that work well with each other in shops. Alright, let's do this. Oh no, some of the barricades have been destroyed. As enemy waves progress, our barricades will fall, create more spawn locations for them to come out of. They can come from different mine shafts each way, so be sure to check your tab screen to see where they'll be coming from. Enemies can only choose up to 3 entrances to attack out from. Keep this in mind and position accordingly. Okay. Alright, let's prepare for the final wave of enemies. Why don't we go to the shop and purchase a sentry to help us in the fight? After this wave, I probably will switch games. Final wave. I did not put this turret in the right spot. I did not put this turret in the right spot. And then we can't, like, oh, this drives me nuts. Good work. You seem ready to get into the real fight. Actually, we're gonna switch to our next game. Yeah, we're gonna switch to our next game. Remember that you can revisit the training simulation at any time. Good luck out there. Or let's say we do... Because that tutorial was long. It did. Twin sticks are fun when you can use a twin stick. But this one, it forced me to use... I'm going to look and see if you can use controller. It claims you can use controller, but it wouldn't let me use controller. We'll play a quick round. So then they can't. We'll try a wave and see. Right. Pew, 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 pew. Let's reload and then let's go check our shop and see what's in the shop. Gain a temporary buff after you reload. Improve minigun rev up rate. Bless out waves of damage and fires while firing at max heat. Let's do that one and this one. I wonder if it's like 10 waves or is it... I keep forgetting that I can roll. We have 49. Items you already own are half price. Gain a fire rate boost after killing an enemy with power shot. Damage enemies in an arc in front of you when you reload. We'll do that one. We're probably gonna die, and if we do, that's fine. Then we'll switch to our next game, because at least I played. We died. Alright, so that is a preview of Minigunner. And if you like what you saw of the game, be sure to go ahead and wishlist this on Steam. Again, this is currently it's an early access game. But it's not out yet. I think it comes out in next month. I think is when it actually comes out, or it comes out this fall. So again, thank you to the developers of the game for providing me with a free copy of the game to play on tonight's stream.